Not many countries are blessed with resources underneath the ground, but the Democratic Republic of Congo, about the size of Western Europe, is endowed with an abundance of natural resources, including minerals such as cobalt, diamond, gold, a vast landscape, tin, and the world's second largest rainforest. A long history of conflict, political rebellion, and instability has led to a catastrophic economy in Congo, making the Congo one of the poorest countries in the world. In 2018, records showed that 73% of the Congolese population lived on less than $2 a day, as 1 out of 6 people living in DR Congo lives in extreme poverty. The internal conflict in Congo has led to the death and the displacement of millions of people, making the Congo the center of what some observers call Africa's World War. To understand the root cause of this problem, let's go back to the early history of the Congo. The geographical area, now known as the Democratic Republic of Congo, was populated as early as 90,000 years ago by Plateau people who reached Central Africa at some point during the first millennium BC and then gradually started expansion. Pre-colonial Congo was heavily disrupted by constant slave raiding from the Arabs who used the natives to hunt elephants for ivory. Upon the arrival of Belgium in 1870, the King of Belgium chased out the Arabs and took control of the territory. King Leopold formally acquired the right to the Congo territory at the Berlin Conference in 1885 and made the Congo his private property, naming it the Congo Free State. King Leopold extracted gold, ivory, and rubbers from his private Congo colony using forced labor from the local population. The hands of people unable to meet the rubber quotas were cut off. In 1908, the Belgian Parliament took over the Congo Free State from King Leopold II, making the Congo now officially a Belgian colony. Under the Belgian rule, things were not better as the natives had no political voice, no right to own land, and no freedom of movement as they were subjected to curfews in urban areas. Many years of Belgian colonialism were challenged in the 1950s as the wave of independence sweeps across Africa.
And we again rededicate ourselves not only in the struggle to emancipate other territories in Africa. Our independence is meaningless unless it links up with the total liberation of the African continent.
Nationalist riots broke out in Leopoldville in 1959, and Belgium decided to withdraw from the Congo, fearing a war of independence similar to the one that was ravaging Algeria at the time. National elections were held in May 1960, and the Congolese National Movement Party, led by Patrice Lumumba, won the parliamentary elections. Lumumba became the first prime minister, and the parliament elected Joseph Kasavubu as the president. On the 30th of June 1960, the Belgian Congo achieved independence. At the time of independence, Congo had just 30 university graduates, no indigenous doctors or senior army officers. There was also deep disunity among the various tribes in Congo. Shortly after independence, a mutiny broke out, and on 11th July, the province of Kantaga, led by Mosombe and Sat Kansai, engaged in secessionist struggles against the new leadership.
Violence and chaos in the Congo. Barely 11 days after official independence from Belgium, Congolese troops mutinied and began a wave of attacks and looting throughout the far-flung sectors of the former colony.
Most Belgians who had stayed behind after independence fled the country, opening the way for Congolese to replace the European military and administrative elite. Lumumba appealed to the United States for help to suppress the Kantaga secessionist movement, but was rejected because he was believed to have a communist view. Lumumba turned to the Soviet Union for help, and the Soviets accepted and sent military supplies and advisors. Lumumba was dismissed from office on 5th September 1960 by Kasavubu, who publicly blamed him for massacre by the armed forces in South Kansai and for involving the sovereigns in the country. Lumumba declared his dismissal unconstitutional and a crisis between the two leaders developed. On 14th September, Lumumba newly appointed Army Chief Colonel Joseph Mobutu, with the backing of the US and the Belgium, removed Lumumba from office.
A new chapter begins in the dark and tragic history of the Congo with the return to Leopoldville of deposed Premier Lumumba, following his capture by crack commandos of strongman Colonel Mobutu.
On 17 January 1961, Lumumba was handed over to Kantagan authorities and was executed by Belgian-led Kantagan troops alongside Maurice Mpolo and Joseph Okito. These actions violently uprooted any hopes for democratic nature in the Congo. Lumumba out of the way, Joseph Mobutu seized power in 1965. Mobutu had the staunch support of the United States because of his opposition to communism. The US believed that his administration would serve as an effective counter to communist movements in Africa. Mobutu changed the Congo's name to Zaire in 1971. A single-party system was established and Mobutu declared himself head of state. He periodically held elections in which he was the only candidate. Mobutu's government was guilty of several human rights violations, political repression, a cult of personality, and corruption. Mobutu continued in power until armed forces forced him to flee in 1997 and Kabila marched into Kinshasa, naming himself as president and reverting the name of the country to the Democratic Republic of Congo. Kabila was assassinated in 2001 and was succeeded by his son Joseph Kabila. The rule of the Kabila family didn't bring peace and stability in DR Congo as various armed groups emerged to wage war on the Congo state. The instability in Congo and the massive refugee crisis and spillover from the 1994 genocide in Rwanda bettered the emergence of many armed groups. Since the 1960s, Congolese have endured over 2 decades of armed conflicts, with over 5.4 million people dying due to war-related causes, making the Congo conflict the deadliest conflict since the Second World War. Supposedly the wealthiest country is found in the list of the poorest countries in the world. From Arab slavery to Leopold's brutal atrocity down to the reign of warlords, the story of the Democratic Republic of Congo has been a tragic one with many unfortunate events. The weight of the most mineral-rich country in the world hasn't been felt by the people of Congo. If you enjoyed this story and would like to see more content like this, then like and share this video and also subscribe to this channel. Thank you for your support. Until next time.